I like to give you guys a weekly update on everything that's happened here on the Diablo channel. So sit back and enjoy everything that went down this week, both in personal life and inside of the game. Welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. It's another start to the week, and we have things to do and discuss inside of the game today. First of all, let's start off with some of the events that are going on inside of the game. One, the Bout of Realms has concluded, and I have to say, there was a lot of people complaining about the Bout of Realms, saying how it was made for whales and free-to-play players had no opportunity to win, be victorious, or even enjoy the event. But I've been seeing a lot of people, both in forums as well, just in DMs and discussions, talking about even though they were low spenders or free-to-play players, they still, one, got good rewards from the event, which is a reason why I regret not participating in it. And two, they had a good time. They knew that they weren't going to win the whole thing, but they did have a good time and enjoyed the experience. So at the end of the day, the Bout of Realms wasn't the complete failure that many people were saying that it was going to be. Yes, it was kind of tilted in the favor of whales, naturally, because of power alone. But at the end of the day, the event seemed to turn out really good and a lot of people enjoyed themselves, and really that's what it's all about, even though it was a little bit clunky in the beginning. Remember as well, the Winds of Fortune events going on right now. I saved my double rewards for today. Today I'll be spending a good amount of time inside of the game. I actually am feeling a bit sick today, so I'm not going to be doing a stream or any extensive stuff at the desk, so I will be probably lying in bed, playing a lot of Diablo Immortal, doing a bunch of bounties, doing Helliquary tonight. I want to get my double rewards. Remember, there are 3 more days until this is over, and then it will essentially it'll just kick itself off for you on that final day if you haven't used it before that. Make sure you try and get those extra rewards and get them in when you're when you're going to be busy inside of the game. And let's not forget that hidden inside of the Wicked Hunt, we have Survivor's Bane. I bring this up because it is kind of hidden and because it's also most people's favorite game mode inside of Diablo Immortal. You have Survivor's Bane left just for today, so get on in, get the rewards that you can and enjoy it. I've had a good time myself playing as the wizard. Now we're going to come on over here to this foreign WeChat thread where they're touting some new artwork for Diablo Immortal. Whether this is true, whether this is not, I'm not 100% sure, but if it is, this could be resembling some type of a new zone. Now keep in mind, we did just get the new Druid class, which is very earthy, and what you're seeing right here is a very earthy zone, moss, sticks, and things like that. And as you're seeing over here, you're getting a lot of items from nature that are used as inspiration for this. Everything looks as if this is something that's being created by Diablo Immortal. No official confirmation in yet on it though, but I think it would be really cool if it was. I mean, it's been a while since we've had a new zone. We're basically waiting for that new zone to open up inside of the game that's there right now, teasing us with the gates to get into it. So it'd be really cool if that were to come sooner than later. At the end of the day, though, this is, at this point in time, not confirmed if it's legit or just someone playing a joke. Now over in the forums, we have a discussion regarding account sharing, and I wanted to chime in on this topic because many of you guys know I've been doing YouTube for 9 years. 5 years I've been doing Diablo Immortal, but even before that, I've been covering games all over the place. I have a lot of experience with this. Coming from the Supercell world, there was a no-go on account sharing. And the reason for this over in the Supercell world was if you're account sharing, they have competitive events with $1 million prizes on a yearly basis. So if you are account sharing, it's giving an unfair advantage to people that are going to be competing for real live cash money. I understand account sharing in that case. You want your events, your esports to be as fair as possible, especially when there's a grind element to the game. In Diablo Immortal, as of right now, there is no tournament style competitive element to it, right? It's just Shadows versus Immortals or the Bout of Realms like we were just discussing. So it's less important or less detrimental if someone is account sharing. And then I play games like Etheria Restart, like Raid Shadow Legends, they're turn-based strategy style games, and there is account sharing there all the time where pilots will come in and work on players' accounts. In all of these games, including Diablo Immortal, account sharing is a bannable offense. In some games, it's actually, what's the right word here? Enforced. In other games, it's completely ignored. Diablo Immortal seems to be in a middle stance. I don't know that I've ever seen any bans for account sharing come into my inbox. Maybe I have. It's been so long. Let me know in the comment section below if you ever know someone or have been banned yourself for account sharing or having someone pilot an account for you. And what they're talking about right here is they're talking about the wall, right? The wall of honor. And the reason why they're saying that is because these are some of the top players inside of the game. The wall of honor is are the people that have gotten to the highest of level inside of that server, and there's assumption that those people are account sharing to get to that level. I don't think that there's any evidence that those players have, and whether they have or not, that's their business. Now, we do have Zombie asking, how does the Wall of Honor let you know if there's been account sharing? And then Sin responds, check the previous reigns and you'll see that the account changes hands like musical chairs. So I'm not sure about that. I know that accounts may jump between different clans and things like that to maybe get to those to get to the clans that are going to be immortals. If you have anything that you want to share, feel free down below. Account sharing is something that I do not like in games that are competitive to a point where there's money on the line as far as esports goes. Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, those Brawl Stars, those accounts were grinded by people so that they could fight in a battle that's going to actually pay them. Inside of Diablo Immortal, there are no events like that. If there ever are events that are competitive with actual cash prizes, then yeah, I think that the account sharing should be, there should be maybe a little bit more of a ban hammer on it. But as of right now, it's just all in-game stuff. Same thing for raid and games like that. Unless if there's events outside of the game that are maybe done by third parties or by the developers themselves, then I think it's less of a concern. I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with that and say that if you play on your account, you should play it yourself. And there is definitely argument for that as well. You can let me know your thoughts down below on the whole account sharing, pilots and all of that process. And on a lighter note, we recently received a letter from Diablo Immortal. I received it as well in my inbox, and it was absolutely blank. Misclick? I don't know. I thought it was a little bit funny. So it's the start of the week for all of us inside of the game. We're all getting fresh and going again. Sorry for my stutters again. I'm fighting through this cold. Remember to go to your crest merchant. Make sure that you get your free legendary crest, and after you do anything with your alliance clanmates, actually warband, you're going to get that eternal up top. Make sure you keep getting your bounties done. Get yourself into the Elder Rifts. And of course, it's the start to a brand new month, which means over at the Hilts Trader, there's something special. That something special was the legendary crest, which I purchased. I also purchased the weekly Telluric Pearl, and I actually have changed, just a little bit of a side discussion here. I changed what I normally purchase. Back in the day, I used to not purchase the normal gems because they're farmable, and I used to purchase rare crests. I've actually shifted my stance on that. Although normal gems are farmable, they're not farmable to the point where you're not always going to need more because of caps. So I've actually begun purchasing the normal gems and any that come through in the limited time as well from the Hilts Trader, and I've been buying less of the rare crests. I really have not had enough of the marks, or I should say enough of the hilts, to purchase all of both of them most of the time. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So just want to let you guys know I've been focusing more on normal gems. It's an area that I recognize inside of the game for my own personal account that I really need to get my gems up to higher levels. Rank 7 is just not good enough. I do have a rank 8 somewhere, I think. Where is that thing? Let's go find it. Maybe it's over here. It's funny because these are gems that I am always up. It's got to be over here. That I'm always going on the upgrade. There we have a rank. I guess it's only rank 7s that we got to. And it's just very difficult to upgrade those normal gems. It's not typically what I spend my my platinum on. I usually spend that on legendary gems, which as of right now, all of my legendary gems are rank 5 or rank 6, and they're all 5-star gems. So I'm feeling pretty good about all of that. But at the end of the day, we're always grinding inside of the game. Get your grind on today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sound off down below your thoughts on that account sharing. Really curious what you guys got to say. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Today I want to share a bunch about in-game items as well as community-related items. But first, I know that we have a lot of parents in this community, a lot of people, dads specifically, that have kids. And today, for me, it's the first day of school for my kids. So summer vacation is over, which is, exciting as a parent, getting your kids back into school, getting back into my routine, and my kids getting to play on their football teams and all that stuff. But also, it's kind of I don't know, what's the right word? Sad, heartwarming, not really sure. But my kid, Carter, he's going into 7th grade. First time going as a 7th grader. He's getting big, man. Sorry, I had to give that a little pause right there because I am still sick, fighting a cold, and I'm sneezing like crazy. My youngest, Brody, he's going into the 4th grade. He's still asleep. I typically record my video in the morning before I wake him up for school. Then I get him ready and all that to go on the bus. So I don't know, just a dad moment. I know a lot of you guys are probably in very similar situations. Hope you give your kids a good hug before they go into school, and hope that you guys enjoy getting back to your norms now that the summer vacation is over. Probably for most of us, I think the kids are going back to school. So let's talk about what is in the game today. So when we go to events, you'll notice things over here are a little bit smaller. You come on over to the Wicked Hunt and you'll see, although it did say, it's funny, I woke up this morning at 5:50 a.m. It said Survivor's Bane in here, which was strange. Now it says Trial of the Hordes, which is actually correct. So let's check it out. You come on over here to Trial of the Hordes, and what do you see? Well, it's called Trial of the Hearth still. You remember when they just had that crossover event just a little bit ago with Hearthstone? It was called Trial of the Hearth for that event where you were able to utilize the cards and things like that. It seems like they forgot to switch the name back to Trial of the Horde because this is no longer Trial of the Hearth. It's Trial of the Horde, which is essentially the same game mode without those extra buffs from the cards. So really, Trial of the Horde is not going to be as fun as it was the last time it was around because we are missing some of those extra buffs. Either way, it is what it is. We're just missing some cards, but that event's in the game now. In addition, the Winds of Fortune has ended. It ended this morning as of the 3rd. And what I recommend that everyone does, kind of what I do, and you know how I save all of my things for Monday. So for example, my assembly rewards, I don't claim them. I save these for Mondays so that I get that enhanced experience. We've spoken about it hundreds of times in the channel. I'm doing the same with my Winds of Fortune rewards right here as well. Not because there's XP here, but these battle point rewards right here are going to be directly experience for my account. So I'm saving these 811 battle points and whatever else just so that I could claim it on Monday. It's going to be worth so much more. Why? Well, because today we are 7 levels above Server Paragon level at 1017, earning only 40% of rewards. When Monday comes around, I'll probably be at or maybe above Server Paragon by 1 level, so I'll be gaining, between 90 and 100% of rewards for anything that I claim. So saving things like these items are going to give me just a lot more reward for those events, especially these. They're super easy to save if you can deal with that red dot, which is something I tend to deal with quite a bit. I also do the same thing over here, save my battle pass rewards and points for Mondays. And last month around when we were waiting for the big update to come, I actually saved them for 3 weeks and then claimed them all. The amount of experience gained right there was insane. I was actually able to keep up with Server Paragon level without claiming, actually go beyond it, without claiming any of those rewards. And then when we did claim them, it was a huge payoff. It was quite rewarding. But again, you got to deal with these red dots and these icons. It's something that I cannot deal with in my email. I can't deal with it on my phone. If there's an alert, I got to look at it. But I've come accustomed to being able to deal with that here in Diablo Immortal. Now, I wanted to come and take it over to Reddit and to the forums for the next 2 discussion topics. The first one being this one here from Ladder Aardvark, saying, "Dear community, I'd like to keep this post simple. Please upvote this post if you'd like an official statement from Blizzard about account sharing and selling. If you recall, I brought this up yesterday because people were talking about it again. Some players are completely against it, with reasoning it gives an unfair advantage to whoever takes over the account from the original owner. Others say because someone with lots of money who can clearly buy an expensive bottle of wine if they go out to eat if they desire should be able to receive money back for the investment they made for their entertainment purposes. They may also have a wine cork collection they are looking to sell." So, first things, the main thing I want to say here, this post happened 12 hours ago, and it has 0 upvotes, which tells me the community doesn't freaking care about it. I mean, we have plenty of comments, people are interacting with this, but the clear ask for a upvote, please upvote the post if you'd like an official statement from Blizzard, is being completely ignored because people don't give a crap about what Blizzard has to say about account sharing. Also here, the way that this person, Ladder, is talking about account sharing is a big spender utilizing the game, playing it for 2 years, and then realizing that they don't want to play anymore. So then they either gift it or sell it to someone else. That's not really account sharing. That's account selling, or that's account gifting. Account sharing, or not even botting, piloting your account is, let's use me for example. I do not pilot my account. I would be too scared that I'd lose it. But if I were to let someone log into my account to grind events for me inside of the game and to grind experience and to farm for me while I wasn't playing, that is actually account sharing and piloting. So kind of talking about two different things here. I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was actually funny that they were looking for those thumbs up to come in and fly in like crazy, and they got absolutely none because no one cares. Now, there were also some discussions this morning, some that I'm not sharing right now, but talking about the shop and things available and packs and how time was off with packs and things like that. That's not the focus here. We have Excellence who came in with a pack system that I actually think makes sense, and I would actually buy potentially all of these if they were available in the shop. Let's take a look. Let me know if you would like to see a pack system like this. By the way, this post is over on the forums, not on Reddit. He says, if implemented, there should be subscriptions to maximize player stats faster with noticeable progression for unbalanced battlegrounds. This whole discussion started because people talking about how battlegrounds is unbalanced, the conversation that's been going on forever, pay to win, yada yada. We know the deal. But I like the pack structure here, and I think it would actually offer a lot of value. Let's take a look. For $1 a month, I love this. You know why? Because someone that doesn't have a lot of money, but they want to get a little something, they can get that dollar per month. And it also, Blizzard would like that because in the mobile gaming world, they like to open people's wallets. I'm not talking about Blizzard. I'm talking about mobile games in general. They want to get that first transaction. If they can get that first transaction, they believe that they can get further transactions over time. If you could just open their wallet once with a very small, great opportunity, you'll be able to do it again. This is a great opportunity here for Blizzard because they'd be able to open that first wallet to go along that path that they know they believe because that's the mobile gaming market. So for $1 a month, you get 1 legendary crest, 1 rare crest, 10 aspirin keys, 10 normal gems, and 1 Telluric Pearl, and 1 wisp daily. Woo! Okay, I'll tell you what, that may be a bit much on the normal gems. Maybe 1 of each normal gem instead of 10 normal gems, because then some you'd be getting duplicates of. A Telluric Pearl also, wow, that is huge value. Like this pack right here for $1, 300 normal gems a month, 300 aspirin keys a month, 300 rare crests, 30 legendary crests, huge value, 30 Telluric Pearls. I would buy that in my sleep. Then he comes down to $5 a month. He just equates it up. 5 legendary crests, 5 rare crests, 50 aspirin keys, 50 normal gems, 5 Telluric Pearls, and 5 wisps daily. What? This would be an unbelievable value. $10 a month, just essentially is doubling everything that you get from there. 10 legendary crests, 10 rare, 100 aspirin keys, 100 normal gems. Again, I do think this needs some work. 100 normal gems is extremely high, and so is 10 Telluric Pearls. The value on those is just crazy, right? So I don't know how you do it, but maybe 1 of each normal gem per day, or you know what I mean? Like this is saying 100 normal gems. Maybe it's more like 80 normal gems or something. I don't know. And then we have $100 a month. I'll tell you what. As a content creator, I would probably buy this pack because the value is so big. $100 a month gets you 100 legendary crests, 100 rare crests, 100 aspirin keys, 100 normal gems, 100 Telluric Pearls, and 100 wisp daily. Basically, he's doing his for the $1 a month. If you have a million active subscriptions, it's $1 million a month. Yes. minus any fees that Apple has and all that stuff. So he goes to break down legendary crests rewards are random. You only can do the FODs once per day. It takes 74 copies to max a 5-star legendary gem times 8. Takes 19,683 normal gems to max a normal gem to rank 10 times 20. Players at 13k resonance with rank 10 normal gems have nothing else to buy except $200 cosmetics, upgrade battle passes, boon of plenty. Okay, and if the game trends profit long term. See, there is one problem with this whole thing, and that problem is it's going to make no one want to buy any other packs because these packs are so valuable. People, I could see them still wanting to buy the Boon of Plenty because of the bonuses you get, the stash space, the market access. I can see them still wanting the Battle Pass because you still do get other rewards there and you get the cosmetics. But, you know, I mean, packs would need to be buffed throughout the game everywhere, or else they would kind of be irrelevant and at such bad value that people wouldn't buy them. But I'll tell you what, a structure like this I actually like. It's like a catch-up mechanic structure, but I would love it to be available to all players all the time. I think that Excellence here has a good structure. Needs a little refining, a little bit of tuning, but I think that they're on the right path. Let me know what you guys think about this structure, about people and the account sharing, if you care or not, and everything else that we talked about. And if you have kids, give them a good hug before they go to school today. Have a great day, guys. What I've never spoken about on this channel, ever, are game settings and what I think are the actual best game settings for players inside of Diablo Immortal. What I plan to do today is take you through my game settings for how I have it set up on PC, as well as how I have it set up on my mobile. So let's dive into it. For all you new players out there, if you don't know how to get to settings, it is simply this cog right up in the top right-hand side. Takes you to all of the game settings. Let's start with our general settings. Some of these things I keep as default. Other things I do make modifications to along the way. Sound is going to be up to you. I like having the master sound loud. I also, keep in mind, do a lot of recording because of YouTube, so you guys may not. If you don't like music but you like game sounds, make that adjustment to your liking. That is really dependent on you. I have my output set up for me here. Auto pickup. I like to pick up everything. Even the normal items, I want to make sure that I have them so I can break them down and get the materials from them, especially with auto salvage inside of the game. I will, that's important for me all the time. I can salvage at any point in time. Gear upgrade recommendations I like to have on, and I go with the classic method. I don't like the newer one as much, so I stick with the classic way, which is how it was when the game actually released. Salvage material usage settings. I turn all of these off. I don't want to accidentally salvage something that may have value, so I like to manually go through anything that I'm salvaging to make sure that it's an item that I personally don't want versus having the game itself decide if it's of value or not. Quick equip suggestions. Keep that off. Equip new cosmetics instantly. I have that on. Now I'm thinking maybe I should actually turn that one off. Yeah, I am going to turn that one off because I hate it when I get a new cosmetic from Battle Pass. I don't want to equip it, so we're going to actually keep that one off. Auto navigation on. I absolutely love auto navigation inside of the game. I think it's a great feature. I like it. Heliquery permissions, everything is on, and let's move over to interface. Please keep in mind that many of the settings that I use on PC, specifically some of the ones that we just mentioned, are the same on my mobile. So when I do show you what's on my phone, it's really just going to be for performance and not all of the other, you know, pickup methods and things like that, like my recommendations and what I like to play with. So let's have a look at interface. Minimap is actually an important one. I, for a while, was playing with a large minimap, but it caused problems to the game for me. It wasn't giving me notifications, and I had to actually switch back to a small minimap. I like the large map because I find myself watching the map a lot more often than the game. But because of the issues that it brought up, I went back to small, so I'd recommend the same for you to avoid those issues. Stance button location, I like it down in the bottom corner. Some people like it up in the position 1 to keep it a little bit more out of the way. Combat value displays. Some people hate seeing the numbers jumping. I personally love it. It reminds me of like Borderlands from back in the day. I keep all of them on because I like them. The size you could select right over here. Recommended. You could go large if you want them bigger. You can go small. You can go tiny. I'm going to go with the recommended and keep it like that, just as the game has it naturally. You have spectator camera config, control sensitivity 50%. You got your how you pan up and down. This is just if you're a spectator in something, not the biggest deal. I keep it as default there as well. Now for controller, this is going to be very specific to how you play and as well to what class you're playing. So for me, I'll use keyboard often. Sometimes I'll use controller, but really most of the time I like playing on the glass on the screen. So I'll show you that when we get to the mobile phone portion of this. But primary attack lock on, alt lock to interact with UI I have off, channeled skill follow mouse movement I have on, mouse click button casting off, mouse click open chat panel off. And this is what I have my basic attacks and things as. Now again, whenever I play competitive like PvP type stuff, I prefer to play on my phone. I just find it a lot more controlling for me. Some people may disagree, and that's why we get to play on phone and PC. As you can see, I have my skills bound to numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, potions, ultimate, stance changes, interacting with players, move up and down. I really don't use that WASD. I just kind of click around. Game menu, all of these things are right here. These aren't the biggest of deal. These could be whatever you're comfortable with, completely up to you. Now, if we go all the way up and we take a look at how I have my controller currently set up, this is me playing as the wizard right now. So I have my primary attack as right trigger. X, Y, A, B are my skills. Potion is left bumper. Stance changes is left trigger. My ultimate, L3 and R3, which are the thumbstick buttons. Interact, RB. Chat buttons and mapping, it's all right there. And you got your thumbstick sensitivities right here as well. This is essentially how I have it all locked up for me right now as a wizard class. Definitely does change based off the class that you play. And honestly, the way that you set up your controller is going to be up to your comfort level and what you get used to. Display. This is where things are going to be different on mobile versus here. Skill visual effects display settings. Reduce skill effects for team members in open world. I have it off. Hide skill effects for team members in PvP. I have it off. Hide skill effects for other players in world and dungeons. I have it off. Information display. I like my name, clan names, all of these I like to have on. Show legendary gem effects, I like it on. Some people don't like a lot of splashing on the screen. I personally don't mind it. I actually like it. And honestly, most of this stuff is set as default. Track buffs and debuff PvP scenarios on. Item lighting during inventory selection on. I actually like this one, highlighting during inventory selection. Essentially, my inventory is empty right now, but when you click on a chest piece, it will light up all the chest pieces. When you click on a primary weapon, it'll highlight all the primary weapons. I think it's really nice. It's an ease of seeing feature. Sort consumables first. This is the new feature inside of the game that just changes how things are sorted over in your tab all the way over on the right. If you want to see what I'm talking about this tab right down here. If it does sort consumables first, anything that is consumable that you can use, like these chests and things like that, those will be up top. I actually like that one to be off. Also, when I play on PC, I go full screen. My resolution is 3840 by 2160. I am playing on a 4K monitor, and mouse lock is off. Taking a look at graphics, I go with warm. I like bringing a little extra color in there. My world brightness, I keep it at 60%, frame rate 120. Now, some of the items here, I kind of knocked down because I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of my graphic integrity for the system to just run a little bit smoother. Just so you guys know, my computer is one that I purchased about 3 years ago now, and it has a 3090 in it. So even to this day, a 3090 inside of a gaming PC is actually quite good and can play any game that's out there. There are now 4090s and above, but 3090 is a pretty great graphics card. I don't know what you guys are running, so these settings will also change based off of what you have in your PC. Vertical sync I have is off. Item sharpening, I like it on. And I customized my quality. Visual effects are high. Shadows I put too high. I decided anything that's not on very high, it was me just deciding I want to downgrade quality a little bit just to make my system run a little smoother. Fog is on high, post-processing is on, anti-analyzing is high, knock down one level, environment details, monster effects, render quality, all high, global lighting I dropped down to low, fluid dynamics I went down to high, water effects I have very high, bloom effect is on, enhanced reflections are off as of right now. That was also another newer feature brought into the game. For chat, I think I have it all default. Chat channels in preview, I got basically all of it on there. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. These are not important. And I go with default text size. Everything is just default as far as text goes. I don't go with text to speech. I know that a lot of people do this. Some people with disabilities, some people that just don't like to type into the screen. I actually hate chatting in Diablo Immortal. I just find it clunky. I don't like it. Which is why if you message me, you may notice like I don't respond to messages in game regularly all the time, and then I'll go back and I'll realize I have a bunch. I'm just not a big chatter inside of the game. Part of it's because responding it just doesn't feel right. So voice to chat to text, voice speech to text. I guess if I was a bigger chatter, I may turn those on. Text-to-speech commands, dual challenges will be reflected for 7 days. I have it off. Narrative chat messages, I have that off. Appear offline, friends, warband, clan. All right. Gives you your account info. By the way, if you ever want to enter a code, you could do it right over here. And then all of the legal details. Now, that's how I have it all set up over here on PC for myself. Let's dive over and take a look at how I have it actually on my phone. All right, so keeping in mind here what I do on my phone, I don't do any recording on my phone, so I really don't care as much how the game looks. I obviously want it to look decent, but I don't need it to look anything crazy. So let's go through some of these settings with all of that in mind. Detect rotation I have on. Sometimes I like to go Survivor's Bane with a rotated screen. I keep my master volume a lot lower when I play on mobile. I'm gonna kind of go through all this. All of this stuff is the same. The auto pickup, what I like things to look like, they're all the same here as they were on my PC settings as well. The interface, same deal. Sensitivity, I keep it up. I go with the normal loadout on the left, skill button layout. I like the buttons to be laid out as that, which is basically the default. We have primary attack aim. I keep that off, and skill button positioning, I keep it as normal. Canceling skills, I have it so that you kind of push on over to the X. I don't often cancel a skill, but if I want to, that's how it goes. And finger center wheel position, I just keep it right over there. I don't like that button to be moving all around the screen. I like it to all be in one place. Stance position, same as it was on the other. I also keep with the small mini map. Got all of these settings the same as on PC here as well. Now, if we go to the controller really quickly, fishing vibration, I keep it off. Survivor's Bane vibration, I keep it off. And I don't use a controller on my phone ever, so I just keep it as phone. On display, this is where we'll see some things a little bit different, where I do keep my display and my graphic settings next, possibly a little bit different. Everything up top is the same. How I display things over here, all the same as well. You can see the game storage. Wow, 20 gigs. I go with HD mode. I don't want to be not having everything that the game has in it. So I go with HD mode. It gives me everything that the game offers. And that's all we got right there. When we go on over to graphics, I stick with the warm. I like that warm color. 50% on world brightness. Frame rate, I actually knocked this down to 30 over 60 just because it's on my phone. I'm playing it just for fun. It doesn't need to be that pristine look, right? So I keep frame rate at 30 rather than 60 just to use less battery in the phone. Resolution on high, image sharpening off. Quality, I actually keep it on high for most of these right here. I don't have the ability to keep it on very high for some of them because this is an iPhone 14 that I'm playing on, and it just doesn't have some of those capabilities. Water effects high, fluid dynamics on high. Everything is basically set on high. Enhanced reflections are off, and reduced PvP effects are also off. And as you can see, it tells me that my device load is low, so it's really not doing a lot to bother or hurt my phone or kill my battery. Chat, I got all this stuff basically as default as well. Should all look about the same as on PC as well. And then just your preview size and what that looks like right there. Pretty easy stuff. Keep it at default, keep it at default, and I'm happy with all of those things there. Notifications, you can set what you want things here, like when new bounties are available, new shadow contracts. I actually like a few things like shadow assembly. I like to be alerted when the shadow assembly is happening. I like to know when something is sold on the market. You could choose what you want to be bothered with an in-game notification and what you don't. Keep in mind, I do not actually do any I don't do any notifications outside of the game. So I'm not going to have my phone dinging at me if there's anything that I want or anything that happens. I keep notifications off. When I'm in game, notifications can pop up, sure, but when I'm out of game, I'm out of game. Video capture, I never use this feature. With an iPhone, I'll just pull down and do the record feature from there. So I don't have these changed. This should all basically be default for me. But it is really nice that they have the ability to capture footage from the game. And obviously, from default, Diablo Immortal is going to give you everything set at the highest of settings so that when you do share the game with people, it's going to show the best feature and preview of the game. Now let's actually take this one step further and dive into my iPad. This is a very cheap iPad that I picked up 3 years ago just to play Diablo Immortal. It cost me about $250 on Amazon. It was a low tier, not very good iPad. This game will, after about 45 minutes to an hour of play, will crash on me. So let's take a look at what my settings are on this, a device that really is not strong enough to play the game, in case your device is similar to mine. And to be honest with you, most things take place here inside of graphics. Now, there is a level of knocking graphics down to where everything looks like you're playing a game made of clay. It looks so bad. And on this iPad, I actually at one point dropped all of the settings to the lowest of settings, and it did not improve the crash rate. So I decided to just keep it at normal. So what we're looking at right here is frame rate, I went down to 30. Resolution, I kept it on ultra. Item sharpening is off. Quality selection, I just keep it at very high. Because what I noticed when I go and set it down to a low setting, it does not perform any better, meaning it doesn't crash less if I put it on low. So let's take a look at what the game looks like here for my character on very high, again, on a very low end device. And I think this is probably the best screen to show it. As you can see, my character doesn't have a lot of good look to him. He's pretty blurry and just not looking clean. But now let's switch it to very low and see the difference. All right, so now we're on low settings. So everything is just going to kind of be a little bit mushy. Let's see what things look like over here now. As you can see, even less detail on the pixelization. Honestly, not the worst thing in the world. If you're playing on something you don't care about the graphics, then sure. But for me, I like for things to kind of look decent. At the end of the day, you have to really determine what your settings are going to be based off of the device that you're playing on. And I just wanted to share with all of you today what those settings were for me. So on my PC, I go with the highest of settings for the best quality and look. On my phone, I go for a nice balance so that the phone doesn't kill the battery too quickly, but I can still enjoy a good looking game. And on my iPad, I go for basically whatever settings just to keep the thing running. Hope you guys found this valuable. If you did, please subscribe to the channel because I put out Diablo Immortal videos every single day. Morning guys, welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. We're back in the saddle, diving back into the game. I want to talk to you about an event calendar, potential Mirrored Jewels event, at least over in China, and give you guys a bit of an update. This video is going to have a lot of items in it from Diablo Immortal, Life, etc. So buckle up, we're diving on in. So let's start out here over on the Chinese Blizzard thread, and they're talking about over here on September 7th, which is 2 days from today, a Mirrored Jewels and Double XP event. Double XP confirmed here, Mirrored Jewels has been rumored, so this is most likely the event that we got a couple of weeks ago or a week or so ago. It just ended a week ago. So most likely this is not something we're going to see, but you never do know. I did want to put it on all of your radar that this is going on over in China and that we could maybe see something there. Yeah, man. Double self-selection dropped, same types of things that we saw here already. Most likely, China's actually getting this after us, which is actually quite strange. It's usually opposite. But keep it on your radar, keep your eyes open, and always be prepared for a mirror jewels, especially with 10 legendary crests sitting in your back pocket. Now, we also have our 2025 roadmap, and some time has passed, so we can really start zooming in now on July through September and putting our focus there. So let's actually do that. Here we go. July through September. Let's see what we have seen and what we may be seeing. New quest, new zone, the Charvel Wilds, autumn stuff, summer event must have happened. New class already happened. So what's coming in October? New quest, new zone. We did see some artwork recently that I shared in a recent video. If you missed it, go check it out. And actually, guys, on Sundays, I give you a full highlight of everything that I talked about in the previous week. I do this every single week on all of my channels. So if you do miss anything, it's all inside of that Sunday video. It's a good way for you guys to just catch up and to be in the mix. So back to this right here. We also have Hallows Wake that's going to be coming in October through December. Now, markets, we have not seen any market merges yet. There's been a lot of talk, we could even call it scuttlebutt, regarding markets and how these should function. And are there going to be changes to the markets? Is there going to be one global market for all players? I'd love to know your thoughts on markets. If I dive into the game real quick and we just go take a look at my market, it's actually good practice to compare markets around the game to see what things look like. So if we look at legendary gems inside of my market, let's go down to the 5. Actually, you know what? Let's just go to my my watch list because there's some of my favorites. Colossus Engine. Like, there's nothing there. 4 out of 5 stars are all you can get for Colossus Engine. It's 118,000 platinum. Let's go to Blood-Soaked Jade. There is actually fairly low priced Blood-Soaked Jade gems, 45,000 platinum right there. Pretty good deal once that one comes alive. Roiling Consequence, look at this, 40k platinum, lowest price that I've seen. That's actually a steal. This guy's getting rid of 10 of them. Wow. Well, dropping it right there. Blood Flow actually quite low, so it looks like the gems are getting a little bit of a drop in price right now, minus Colossus Engine that just aren't available. Then I use the Gloom Cask, which is not that popular, actually more value than some of the others. Void Spark, some of the lowest of value of the ones that I look at. But let's look at something like Terror Essence. What's that going for right now? Terror Essence, 360. What's it looking like on your server? Familiars are a mess. We know they're all over the place. Skill tomes, who cares? Let's take a look at some of these right here, like a Realm, 711,000 platinum. Jesus Christ, that's actually insane. 510,000 platinum. 130. I would 100% sell one of mine if they were sellable at that price. I would be selling mine as well. I'm just trying to sell pets. This is the leftover of the pets that I've been trying to sell over the last, how long has it been? Month? And I actually have sold through quite a bit. Got a little bit of platinum, was able to get myself a Colossus Engine gem out of it. And I got a little bit of platinum to play with and work with on a regular basis, pick up my legendary crest and things like that. So we're doing pretty good there. I need to get a deeper look into what's coming and what we should be seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a new zone coming soon, and I'm still happy to see that right now inside of Elder Rifts, you know, you still got this drop rate. I'm considering doing some big drops. We have 18 days left here, and I always say, when I get myself to 100 legendary crests, I'll do a live stream. I've decided I want to do event-style live streams. Daily live streams with me, with 4 YouTube channels and kids and coaching, it's difficult for me to do daily. We have other content creators, my boy Indez, who that's his jam. He focuses on his Diablo channel, he does daily live streams, and he'll put out a video when he wants to put out a video. For me, very difficult to do that daily live stream on a consistent basis unless there's an event going on, an update, or if I'm doing something like running 100 legendary crests. And right now, why can't I follow? There we go. I'm sitting on about 65 legendary crests. I would be willing to buy more legendary crests when this event, if I don't have enough in time, when this event is going to be ending, so I could take advantage. You know, Blood-Soaked Jade, I'm thinking right now that it maybe shouldn't be Blood-Soaked Jade. Maybe I should be doing the most expensive one. Which actually, is it even available here? Select legendary boost to boost their drop rate. I think Blood-Soaked Jade is the Bottled Hope, Gloom, Void. I don't use any of the others. So really, BSJ is the only option I have right there. 2 stars, we could probably get away from a Viper's Bite, and I could dive into maybe the Mother's Lament. Man, I for some reason thought that I had more options than just the BSJ inside of there. Either way, is what it is. Let me give you some other updates. All right, boys, so here's one of them outside of everything else. I'm going to talk to you about this whole dog situation. I'm going to talk to you about my roof situation, and then I'm going to actually do a little sponsored thing at the very end of the video. I'm saving you guys from having to watch the sponsored part in the beginning, so I appreciate your support on it, but you're welcome. All right, so my wife has been wanting a new puppy. One of our dogs passed quite a few months ago. Very sad time in the Echo house. We always try to adopt a puppy, right? Not saying that you shouldn't go through breeders. I don't care either way. Just get a good dog and give it a good home. That's how I look at it. These are 3 that are up for adoption. You got this guy who's like some type of a pit something mix. This guy here who's like a shepherd Rottie mix. And you got this guy here who clearly is a lab with a mix of something, but most of the images, he looks like a lab. So, started off with this one, was my jam. I'm like, yeah. But the more I look at this dog, the more I say, wow, it kind of looks like a sheep. Turns out this dog's actually really small, only going to be about 25 pounds. I don't want another small dog. My dog now, Macy, she's 23 pounds. She's the one you'll see on my couch sometimes. Then we got this one over here. I always wanted a Rottweiler, but this one is not enough Rottweiler for me to say yeah. If I wanted a Rottweiler, I'd go get a Rottweiler, not a Shepherd Rottweiler mix. Super cute. Look at that little belly on her. Really cute face. She kind of looks like a doll. But she's 10 pounds right now and 8 weeks old. She'll probably end up being a 40-pound dog. Then when you got this one right here, I actually have a whole video which I shared on Twitter of her, of all the pictures. Actually, of him. This is a boy. Only boy out of the group. Lab mix. Very much looks like a lab, though. In all the pictures, it looks like a lab. Currently, 11 weeks, 15 pounds. This will probably end up being a 60-pound dog. Now, you guys know I have a goose problem. I love the idea of a big lab water type dog that could be roaming my 7 acres of property. We got it all fenced with the electric fence too. Could train him on the electric fence and he could just kind of get rid of the geese, enjoy the pond, really enjoy the property. I think I'm set on this dog right here. I've been pre-approved to pick him up tomorrow. Tell me, am I crazy for wanting to do something like this? Is it a total joke, or should I introduce this new crazy dog? Apparently he's a snuggler, so calm. You know when I get him, he's gonna be an absolute fucking nut. That's just what happens with these dogs. My heart says, bring the dog in the family. My mind says, my God, it's gonna be 10 months of absolute mayhem inside of my house. I'm gonna be getting up an hour earlier to train this dog. I'm gonna be crate training it throughout the day, having to take breaks throughout the workday to take the dog out for training and play. It's gonna be nuts. It would be good for Macy, though, my other dog. And, yeah, give me your thoughts, guys. Give me your thoughts, your opinions. I'm just curious on what you got to say. At the end of the day, I know I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to go check out the dog, and it's either I'm going to fall in love with it, or I'm going to be like, you know what? No, that's what it's going to come down to. It's only like $500 for the dog because it's a rescue. I'm going to have to get it neutered, which is going to be probably another, I don't know, what does it even cost these days? $750. And then all the stuff. I'm going to be in the whole $1,500 for this dog. Okay. In addition to that, my water issue, we were talking about it in yesterday's video. Outside that door, the water was coming through the ceiling. Air conditioner, you guys were right. Simple, it just got clogged in the exit. So they came, they blew it out, it's all good. Something that dumb literally makes me need to redo my ceilings out there. But I set up a yearly service schedule now, so that should never happen again. And I just need to keep a better eye. I never go in my attic. I got nothing up there. But I got to go up there monthly and just check the pans, make sure there's no water buildup. Maybe I'll put a camera up there or something. I don't know. So that was on me. My fault. We'll fix it, though. I got a guy coming to look at the sheetrock, give me a quote on what that all is going to be. It was only like $350 to fix the unit, which was like $150 to just come to my house and then probably blow it out, and shit was cost them, oh, nothing. Easy. I could have probably done it myself. Now I know for next time. I did not build this house myself. I moved into it 3 years ago. So when you move into a new house, and this is a big one, it's got 3 air handlers in the attic, you learn about it. You don't know where all the pipes go. You got to figure this stuff out over time. And, well, we're learning. And as I mentioned, guys, many of you know that I have a Diablo Immortal channel. I'm actually sponsored through my main channel, my Echo Gaming channel, and I put integrations on that channel 2 times per month. I'm not in any way in need to do that on this channel. I'm not sponsored on this channel, but I figured some of you guys may want to support me in another way, and through doing that would be downloading Raid Shadow Legends. Just honestly, if you download it, if you get friends to download it, it helps me. I'm gonna put the little ad that I made for my main channel on right now. I love Raid. No joke. I play it every day, just like Diablo. I've been doing it for a year and a half. I have a channel called Echo Raid Shadow Legends, and I genuinely love the game. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just came to the game now, so with my code, you get a bunch of rewards. Plus, you can get Leonardo for free as a legendary. Let me get into the ad. Guys, if you watch it, I appreciate you. If you download the game, even if you're not going to play it, just download it just to help me out. I appreciate that as well. Guys, thanks for everything. Hi, my name is Echo, but you guys already know that because you're watching the video. So you know that I'm not gonna bullshit you on a game that's good to play. So I wanna share with you guys a game that I've been addicted to for the past year and a half, so much so that I started a new YouTube channel called Echo Raid Shadow Legends. And Raid Shadow Legends has the most epic crossover event ever going on right now. Now, before I tell you about it, I need to tell you guys that I've been sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends to share this information with you, and that you should download the game with my QR code or my link in the description, because it's going to get you 2 free champions, a bunch of rewards to jumpstart your account, and now, just from logging into the game for 7 days, you can get Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles for free, a legendary champion. Yeah, it's the best time to download the game right now. You also can get Donatello, which I just completed the fusion for. Want to see what he looks like? Check him out. How do you not want this champion on your account? Now, in addition to this, you can get the other 2 turtles and April O'Neil and Shredder. Let me show you. Check out Raphael. He's the leader of the group transformed by the Norm of the Nuclear Goop. You know that song? And Leonardo, many people's favorites. And this one holds a skill that's absolutely insane. He's basically a must-have. Check this out. Whenever Leonardo, Donatello, or Michelangelo, or Raphael attacks, the champion will join in on the attack. You kidding me? This guy just attacks nonstop. And guys, you could even get April O'Neil. So that's just rounding out all the good guys. And yeah, you're gonna want a bad guy in your account as well, so you got Shredder. I'm telling you, this event is the best I've ever seen in Raid, and I've been playing now for a year and a half every single day. You can even take on Shredder right now inside of the game in his own special dungeon, getting you some amazing loot for taking him down. There's no better time to play Raid Shadow Legends. I'm loving it, and you can get every single one of the Ninja Turtles for free from grinding the game. That's completely epic. Hope you guys decide to download the game using my QR code or link in the description. Thanks for watching through, and thanks for Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring the video. Welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because last night I ran into some major stumbles in my personal life regarding my home that have been completely taking me out of sorts, having to have me just jump on top of the current issue. Sometimes, guys, life happens and things need to take priority. Now, yesterday was my first day of school for my boys. My wife went back to work. My wife is looking to adopt this new puppy that I have to get on phone calls with today and go take a look at on Saturday. My God, like everything is going on. And I'm at the fantasy football draft last night with my 2 boys, and around 9:30 at night, yes, I know, super late in the school night, it's always like that, I hate that, but my wife calls me and says, we have a flood coming through the ceiling. Why don't I just take you around and show you what things look like? Now, this is the next day after things have dried up, and we'll talk about what I am dealing with and what we have to do. All right, guys, so we're going to go on this little video tour here, show you what I normally look at. So, by the way, first of all, what I normally look at is something like this. This is what I'm looking at when I'm recording with you guys. This is my office. That's the chair and everything. I got my look right outside. Beautiful front yard, overlooks the pond, which doesn't have any geese on it right now, which is cool. The backdrop, you already know, game systems, etc. Everything is as it is. Now, this is what happens when you go out to right outside my office. I got this great sitting area. I come over here sometimes. I'll sit down on the couch and I'll overlook, you know, the pond and the front yard, and everything looks awesome. So last night I come home and, well, first of all, that's my entrance to my house, up the stairs. Notice the towel there. I came home, these stairs were covered in towels because right up there, you could see that wet spot right there, water was literally pouring out. I came home and it was like raining down from that spot. It went all the way across, and right here it was coming down the wall. And obviously it took a bunch of the paint because it's been painted a few times. It doesn't look so bad right now that the day's over and that, you know, things have dried up. Now there is still some, like a little bit of dripping. There's definitely water under the ceiling. The air conditioner units are all off. It's supposed to get to 81 degrees today, so that's gonna be fun, but at least the leak has stopped. At 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock today, I have the HVAC guys coming over. They're gonna go up in the attic, fix the problem, do maintenance to the entire system, and then I need to find a guy, and he's coming probably later on today to fix that and to fix that. If any of you guys have any experience with this, like, do you think I need to get new sheetrock here? I don't know that I do. I think I could probably just dry it from the attic and get that stained, like, you know, anti-stain, and take care of that. This here may need a little bit of work. Now, let me take you up into my attic. I'm gonna show you what I'm working with. We got the light right here. We'll go up to the attic. I don't do much in the attic. My attic is actually pretty awesome because it's completely spray foamed, which means that it is nice and cool and comfortable up here all year long. I got HVAC everywhere. That's my dehumidifier, currently dehumidifying things up here. Check all this out, dudes. I have 3 air handlers, 1 right here and 2 more that go all the way in the back. It's because I got a fairly big house. It's about 3,000 square foot, 3 air handlers up here and a big Mitsubishi outside. Now this unit right here, this is the one that was leaking. And as you can see, there's water here in the tub. See that water in there? That was overflowing. I emptied it out a little bit just so that we could make sure it didn't overflow anymore. The problem is this whole unit is over the wood. Under the wood is where the water's going. So if we come around this side, I could probably pull up a little insulation, but this header beam right here, that's what's stopping the water from going into the higher part of the house, which is over here. Those are the peaks. That's where that couch was that I showed you. So under here, I could probably pull out some insulation, get some air flow going through there. It's probably a little wet down here too. I don't know. I bought this house 3 years ago. I'm not the original owner. So this bad boy right here needs an instant fix. This air handler. And then the 2 in the back, which, man, I don't even know if you could see it. They need to get serviced. There's one up high. See if I can zoom in here for you. There's one up there, up high for, I guess, my bedroom. And then there's a lower one somewhere back there that does something. So either way, these need to be fixed because I need to have air conditioning, and it also heats my house for a good portion of the year as well. So that's what we're dealing with around the house. Really, the last thing that you want to come home to is water coming out of your ceiling. It's probably one of my biggest nightmares outside of something like a house fire. So I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna maybe get my coffee in a little bit, and I'm just gonna take a look at my view. So that's what the rest of the day may look like in dealing with contractors. So for me, for the rest of the day inside of Diablo Immortal, I'll casually play. I don't even know if any new events popped inside of the game. Let's take a look. Hope Resurgent, we got our weekly login, which gets me a few more materials. Did we get? Nothing great, but we got a few things. Shady stock still going on. I haven't been killing this, but we've been doing fine. Guess I can go claim something right now. And I don't know what's up with the news. So if anything cool's happening inside Diablo Immortal, I'll be sure to circle back on all of that tomorrow when I can get a little bit more insight and all that. We get our free... Can that... Oh, that can't be claimed. We got to go right over here. Let's go with one right down here. Ba-bang. Is it anything good? Fortitude, willpower, combat rating is okay. Let's take a look at the piece. And I haven't been getting good pieces from here. They've just been like maybe an essence. So we'll identify this one as well. Man, that's what it's like. The kids had a great day of school. We had great football practices last night. The fantasy draft was great. But of course, sometimes there's stuff you just have to deal with. I hope that you guys, your families, your kids going back to school, all are having a great day. And although last night I was so stressed out, like getting the phone call that the ceiling is coming down because of all the water, it's stressful. It's like the last thing you want to hear as someone that has to come home and handle it. But I had her shut everything off before I got home so the water would stop. And then last night I slept probably for 4 hours, pretty bad, just a lot of stuff in my mind. But now today I wake up, the damage isn't as bad as I had thought, at least I hope. And if I could dry it out upstairs in the attic, we should be okay. And I shouldn't have to have any worries about mold or anything like that. So I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you back here in my next Diablo Immortal video with a drier and cooler house. Good morning. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Hope everyone's doing well, having a great start to your weekend. I have a whole bunch of information to fill you in regarding in-game and in real life. We're going to be tackling all of that today. Let's start off with the market, and I want to bring up the market really quickly because this is something that I briefly showed in a previous video, and there were actually a lot of comments regarding how expensive things were inside of my market. So let me give you guys a little bit of a deeper dive into the markets over here on the Iceburn tier server, and you could compare it and let me know what that looks like for something in your server. Let's take a look first of all at like a Spectre Glass. Pretty good 2-star legendary gem. A lot of people like to use it. Sitting around 2,400 platinum for one of those. Doesn't seem anything too crazy. A Viper's Bite, another one that's a fairly popular one, 1,800. Actually, these do seem kind of expensive. Pain Clasp, 2,600. Look at this one here. 4,500. This one right here is going to sell right away. There are 8 available. Pretty expensive to get into a Pain Clasp. And what's another one that a lot of people like? How about a 1-star? 400. People like to use that one. Misery Elixir, 440. Just for some Blessed Pebble, a great one, 445. So 1-stars are very cheap. Now let's dive into some of the 5-stars that we hadn't looked at, like a Howler's Call. Oh, they're completely out of stock. Wow, that's funny. How about the Mana Flux, actually? 1,700, not a most popular gem. Phoenix Ash is out of stock also. Holy cow. Seeping Bile, very power crept gem, 36k platinum for a 2 out of 5. Blood-Soaked Jade, 44 platinum for a 2 out of 5. That's actually quite cheap. A 4 out of 5 is almost 300,000. Let's take a look at a Zwensons are out of stock. Concentrated Will are out of stock. Holy cow. Maw of the Deep. Not the most popular. I love it though, actually. 38,000 for a 3-star. 42,000 for a 2-star. That's not a bad price for that. Void Spark, you guys know I like. 32k for a 3-star. 3-stars and 2-stars, they basically hold the same value, especially with some of the events that go on right now. And the Colossus Engine, probably one of the most expensive ones on my server right now. You'll see a maximum price for a 6-star of that. So, and we also did notice with the runes yesterday that if you want the realm, you're looking at 711,000 platinum for that, if you get lucky and get the lowest price one. So the markets over here, from what numbers I was hearing from you guys yesterday, they're actually quite expensive over here in the Iceburn tier server. And I mean, it is what it is. So let me know what it looks like to you guys. Now, I want to get back to something that I used to do here on the channel quite a bit, and I've gotten away from it. But I want you guys to know that I am here listening, watching, and reading what you have to say. So really, at the end of the day, I wanted to share with you guys this one right here. We had a comment that came in on one of my most recent videos. This is a problem I really don't want to deal with. In that video, I spoke about the small disaster in my house, water coming through the ceiling, and all of that stuff. So I had so many comments come through, and in that video, I also was talking about how I am, don't tell the kids, but maybe picking up a puppy today. We'll have to see. I'll show you that. I showed pictures and all that in the previous video as well. We'll see how that goes. That'll be an update for tomorrow or Monday, if it happens or not. So I had Snowwolf79 come in and say, nice home, Echo. Just got our roof fixed also. Clogged gutter caused water to pool, then leak into the house. They retarded area also had a replaced tile, so it looks like they had some issues with water coming through the roof. Got a new puppy last week too. She's pretty and very energetic. And my question is, sorry about the roof, awesome about the puppy. You regretting the dog yet? Because I'm starting to say to myself, will I pick up this puppy? And I already know it's going to upturn my life and make things absolutely insane. Not 100% sure if that's what I want to do. With that said, I'm literally going in 2 hours to go see it. And you know what happens when you go and see a cute puppy. Yeah. I also just noticed this come through in the forums this morning. I wanted to just address it with you guys quickly. We have, in general discussion, Bear on Mead saying, can we please just remove the class change cooldown for PvE? I've heard the arguments for why it's there, and apparently it has to do with PvP. Yeah, correct. But it doesn't make any sense why the cooldowns on exist for PvE as well. Well, I think a big part of it is it's very difficult to determine is it going to lock you out of PvP for 24 hours after you do a class change? I think if we do a class change that's unlimited for PvE, it's going to really clunk up the system on how it would function with PvP at the same time. He says he'd like to play more classes in Farm, but sometimes I swap to a class with rose-tinted glasses, get bored, and regret the swap, and then need to wait 24 hours to change again. My argument would be just freaking play it for 24 hours, play it for the couple hours a day, and then switch back the next day. I don't particularly see an issue with this. I don't think that this is, I wouldn't call it a bottleneck for PvE, unless if they'd have to add another mechanic into the game that would be saying that, hey, you class change, now you're locked out of this part of the game, and it just gets clunky and it gets messy, and it's more things that can break. And as we know with Diablo Immortal or any mobile game or any game in general, the less things to break, the better. I don't hold this with so much concern. I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest. Maybe I'm in the minority. If I am, let me know. I'll look below. Now, speaking of class change, I always am the guy that plays Barb. But 2 months probably ago now, I switched over to the Wizard because we had our class auction here in the channel, and all of you, or the majority of you, wanted me to play as a Wizard. A class that was so out of my comfort range. And over the past 2 months, I've really fallen in love with this class, and I really do enjoy playing the Wizard. And I sometimes, for a moment, say, should I just go back to Barb and run Barb again? It's strong in the meta. So is Wizard, though, by the way. And I always just end up saying, no, I'm actually really enjoying the Wizard class. I'm enjoying what we're doing here with the Wizard, and I don't really want a class change out of it. So my plan here is I'm going to stick and play with the Wizard for a bit more because I'm enjoying it. And I'm trying to build out different builds as well. I have 3 builds that I basically use for my Wizard. I have my general open world. I use this a lot in dungeons. This is not an ouch finger one. This is one where you just basically use your skills as normal. You do a lot of damage. I do most of my gameplay with this because it doesn't kill your hands to button mash. Then I have my PvP, which is definitely a button masher. Also uses, it takes control of slow time and allows me to have a lot of control, knock up, and all that in PvP. And then my ouch DPS, this is the one where you are consistently spamming buttons nonstop, and it is not a finger pleaser. I'll use this one in dungeons. I'll use this one in Heliquary when I'm trying to do lots and lots of damage. That's really all I got. I want to build out another PvE build that's a little bit more auto, so I could just kind of walk around and maybe do a little bit more auto attacking as I run around. It's an easier build, a lazier build. I don't have one yet. That's something that I'm going to be looking into building. But I just want to state that I am loving the Wizard still. I appreciate you guys that recommended I play it and the guidance I've had along the way, specifically, well, from a bunch of people, but Tiffany really took me under his wing and helped me out with a couple of the builds. So thanks again to you if you're watching. And lastly, I want to thank you guys. In yesterday's video, I put at the very end of the video integration. It was basically a sponsored ad that was not sponsored on this channel. It was for my main channel, but it was promoting my Raid Shadow Legends channel, and it was asking people to download the game. So happy to say that like 30 or 40 of you actually went and downloaded the game, whether you enjoyed it or not. I hope that you did, but that really does directly support me. Please keep in mind, guys, I make zero money from this Diablo channel outside of advertisements that YouTube gives me. I'm not sponsored by Blizzard. They don't give me any money in any way. They do send me out to BlizzCon. They do take me out to test out new classes. Amazing experiences, and I'm very grateful for it. But as far as what pays the mortgage, what pays the car payments, what's going to pay for this new fucking dog, it's not Blizzard, and it's not really Diablo Immortal. So I bring on sponsorships like this, and when I have clients and companies and games that I really enjoy, like Raid, it's a great opportunity for me. Now, I've had a channel for Raid now for over 1.5 years, and the continued support that you guys as community have done, and specifically yesterday, I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate it. If you didn't yesterday and you want to go on in, you could just scan this QR code, right? I don't even know if it's going to pop up right there. Let's see. Get it big for you. You could scan the QR code, and if you want to, it'll download the game for you, and it'll just be supportive of me on that channel. Completely up to you. But thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate your guidance with the house issues that we've been having here, with everything going on inside of the game. This week was definitely a bit of a mind blower, but at the same time, it ended up being a good week after all for me. I hope it is for you. Take care of your families, enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the wrap up of the week.